Hi guys, Phil from the Champion Hall here, and we are delighted to be joined by Hampshire's James Fuller. James, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Phil.
James, down here for a big 2020 game tomorrow night against Somerset. Looking forward to it?
Always, yeah, love the ground. Great wicket. Boundaries are relatively short compared to the GS, so it's a nice place to play. And the crowd's good.
I think the last time I saw you play here, you've enjoyed a bit of success here. I think the last time I saw you play here, you had a few crowd killers into the new Thatcher stand.
Yeah, there's a few, not enough, but I think we actually got the W, so it was a great win.
Now, James, not just a cricketing journey, but an interesting life journey for you as well. Had your foot in a few different countries around the world. How did you end up in the UK and play for Hampshire?
Well, yeah, you're right. So I was born in Cape Town, South Africa. Family immigrated to New Zealand when I was like 2, so pretty much a New Zealander growing up culturally. And John Bracewell spotted a young James Fuller playing club cricket down in Otago. Found out I got an English passport, and then pretty much I had a good game. And after the game, he offered me a contract to come over to the UK, which I sort of thought about for a year because I had no idea what county cricket was like. But I was asking a lot of ex-pros and pros about county cricket. They all said you've got to do it. And, so yeah, signed a 3-year deal, thinking it was going to be sort of a little learning experience, and I'd go back to New Zealand. But loved it so much. Met a girl, married her, had a baby. And yeah, love the place. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
And with a little bit of New Zealand heritage, following the Test match over the last few days of interest or not?
Certainly have been.
Yeah.
Best in the world.
Best in the world.
Yeah.
Best in the world. Multiple sport.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. It's been so good to watch those guys. A lot of guys I've sort of played in some of the teams with them, but they're a class above everyone else. And it's just so good from a New Zealand perspective just to see them, small country. Everyone keeps banging on about it, 5 million people, but keep punching above their weight. It's just something about the culture, something about team sport over there that just elevate their game.
And in relation to that team sport and team ethos and like you say, punching above your weight, what do you think are the keys for New Zealand, obviously with a small population, do compete at the top level in multiple sports? I'm not just talking about cricket. What do you think teams can take into that and the ethos of New Zealand sides?
I think the thing about New Zealand is you grow up as a kid thinking you're the best. You watch the All Blacks, you watch the Black Caps, the best, some of the best teams in the world. The All Blacks have been for a number of years, and so you just grow up thinking you are the best, and therefore the standard of every sort of sport is just pushed up because the intensity of how you train, the intensity of what you bring to the game. That's one of the cores, I think, and also culturally, they're a good people. Not too many egos, very relaxed, and I think that sort of fosters performance.
And you talked about the intensity of training and training ethos. You yourself, having a good season so far, happy with how things are going?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing some pretty good cricket. I haven't been playing for the first team, but the second team stuff's been going right. I feel like my game's pretty good. It took a while to get into bowling this year, but once I found that, I feel like that's as good as it's ever been. And then batting, bats I think getting great. It's quite fun, so I feel really confident actually.
And in terms of being an all-rounder, what advice would you have for some young players who are looking to push on with their ambitions of playing first-class cricket and being professional cricketers? What advice would you give them, particularly for all-rounders?
I think one of the big things for me was when I finally decided I really want to pursue cricket as a career, was just putting in those extra hours. Your 2 club trainings or your 2 school trainings a week aren't going to develop you to the extent you want to. If you want to get to first class cricket, you've got to add extra hours around those sessions if you want to get ahead of the pack. So I think, if any advice, it would be just do extra hours.
Yep. And from a Hampshire perspective, across different formats, how do you think it's got shaping up in the season?
It's been a great season. We've had all our players, which is cool. We've had Vinci, Dawes, we've had Ammo, we've had Mohammed Abbas. So we've had a great bunch of guys, and the international guys have been a massive bonus. So I think before that stuff, we started off with Hassan Aurora, then sort of lulled a little bit, but we're building up. You need to win these last 2 games, the massive games, to get to that final. 2020, we've taken some really good learnings, and we've lost a couple close games, but from where we've been in the past couple of years, it's encouraging because guys are taking risks, the backing, the ethos of the team, the backing on what the coach is saying. So I think we're pretty close to getting on a roll, which is what we want to do in 2020. We've also got a whole heap of home games, which is going to be nice at the EGS. So if we can move the markers to that ground, then we've got a good chance of making it.
Well, James, thanks for popping in to see us. We do wish you all the best, not only tomorrow night, but for the rest of the season, across all forms. And guys, Hampshire, James Fuller, thank you.